Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about this NBA Youngboy situation. Everybody knows by now that NBA Youngboy got arrested while he was in Los Angeles, right? Now, NBA Youngboy got arrested due to a felony warrant for, him allegedly carrying a weapon as a convicted felon, right? Now, more information has come out in the news and media saying that NBA Youngboy has actually gotten approved for bond. So he's going to be released on bond according to an internet attorney, a guy he goes live about a lot of different cases. And we're going to get to all that. And we're going to actually talk about the paperwork that surfaced online as far as NBA's case is concerned. Now, NBA Youngboy is facing some serious charges, but it looks like he's doing everything in the right direction to make sure that he can at least fight this from home. Now, there were rumors of this being a RICO case, and that went away, but there's some things that are lingering there that might have to still keep people's eyes open. Now, before we get to the specifics, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about this NBA Youngboy situation. So there's an attorney or a lawyer, whatever you want to call it, and his name is Mohammed Gangat, this guy right here. And basically, he went online and he did a video talking about the facts in NBA Youngboy's case out in California. Now, NBA Youngboy, if you want to look, man, he's actually being held by the MDC Los Angeles there. If you looked at the Bureau of Prisons, for, federal inmates or whatnot. And his case is being tried at the Central California Central Federal Court or something like that. And basically it looks like they've approved him of going on bond or getting bail. Now, according to this attorney, Mohammed Gangat, and I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing his name wrong because just by the spelling, I could tell it's some type of French on there or whatever. But we're going to leave that at what it is. Now, according to him, he's saying that NBA Youngboy was granted $540,000 bond. And in order for him to get this bond, he actually had to put up some houses as well. Now, both of the properties are worth an estimated $1.5 million in excess or whatever that means. And then also he says that NBA Youngboy would have to wear an ankle monitor, but he wouldn't be on house arrest. So, that's good news. That means that he would actually be able to make some money and still be able to go out there and get bread. And we know NBA Youngboy doing the show is big money, man. That's not for play. If he can do shows, he can really make up some ground as far as, building up his money so that way he can fight this case. But he made those claims, and he's basically saying all they have to do is wait on approval from a Louisiana judge. Now, according to some of the court documents, it's some interesting information. So I wanted to go over some of this stuff so that way we can get a look at NBA Youngboy's case so far. So let's look at it. So let's start here and look at the indictment against NBA Youngboy. And as you can see here, the indictment says that he's in violation of Title 18, United States Code 922G. So with that in mind, we go to legal information, over at Cornell Law School, and you look for 922 and then look for G, under, that Title 18 or whatnot. And you see already, these are all weapons related charges. So everything that's, from the news stories that we had and all the reports matches up so far. So we get to G here, right? And it says, it shall be unlawful for any person who has been convicted in any court of a crime punishable by imprisonment for a term exceeding 1 year, who is a fugitive from justice, who is unlawful user or addicted to any controlled substance, blah, blah, blah. And this is basically saying that if he's a felon or whatnot, it's in there that, he can't possess a firearm or be found with a firearm. And that's the title code and everything that covers that. So all of that checks out, right? Now, this document right here is just a document basically saying who's going to represent him as his attorney in the state of California while he's in custody there in California. And you can see it's this gentleman, Andrew Flier. And I blocked out his information because I know, man, people will do some crazy stuff. So I didn't want to put his information out there. Now, this document is probably the most interesting because it basically seems like the document that set this whole thing off. Now, it's requesting his detention, and you can see all the stipulations here. and their pretrial detention requested, whatnot, checked off, the appearance of the defendant as required, and safety. And this document is out of Louisiana. You know what I mean? Now, and we'll get to that in a second because there's a little bit more than that when we get to the heading. Now, you see all of this information right here as far as what the government's entitled to. You see the any felon, with a weapon, whatever. So it listed right there as far as like all the reasons why they went and grabbed NBA Youngboy to make it plain and simple, right? Now, there's another part to this document that I want to talk about though, man. That's very, very interesting. Now, once again, I blocked out all the information, the contact information, but you can see here that there is an assistant United States attorney by the name of Damari Thoreau, whatnot. And look at his specialty. It says trial attorney, organized crime and gang section, Department of Justice. So you could take from that's probably where a lot of the rumors about the RICO case came from, because dude specializes in gang, and, organized crime. So that lets you know that, man, a lot of that wasn't that far off, because they obviously were looking at NBA Youngboy, and maybe this is all that they could get him on was this weapons charge. Hey, so finally, let's talk about this order staying bond right here. And basically, if you look at this document, man, and I'm going to hold it here for a while, it just goes to describe, who the defendant is, NBA Youngboy, his real name or whatnot. And then it basically talks about the fact that his bond was approved and that it needs to be reviewed by Louisiana and something called de novo, where I guess a federal judge of a higher, court has to look at it and just, say everything is on the up and up and give it a thumbs up or whatnot. But that's just a simplistic way of saying that NBA Youngboy, according to what that attorney, Mohammed Gangat, said, all that seems to check out. Now, what I don't see is the amounts that he was talking about, like the $500,000 or $540,000 and the 2 properties that he had to put up. But this is definitely an official document showing that the magistrate judge there had approved NBA Youngboy for bond. So that's good news for him and his team, because a lot of people were worried about the fact that when they first caught him, he went and tried to do the run, man. He went on a chase and they had to catch him. And usually, according to a lot of the sources online and people, who cover these type of cases, because I'm not one of those channels that does case by case information and breakdown, but according to those folks, man, usually when you run like that, it's a bad situation for you when you try to get bail. But it looks like, man, this is working in NBA Youngboy's favor somewhat, man. He's still got a lot to deal with and a lot to go against in this case. But man, hopefully he gets a decent shot, because I'm not sure about the gun situation in the first place. Because when that case first cracked off, man, I'm pretty sure, like I said, NBA Youngboy, he probably was as surprised as anybody else, man, that he had a warrant that it was outstanding that he needed to be arrested for. And it came so quickly. If you look, a lot of those documents were filed like on the 21st, the 22nd, I think, was the day he got arrested. So it was just like, man, it was like boom, 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 like real quick. You know what I mean? And his lawyer actually took to social media, or excuse me, not even the social media. He went to actual news report, like the actual credible news, and talked about the fact that he didn't like how they surprised his client with this case. Now, to say that NBA Youngboy is in the clear is not true. So anybody saying that it just doesn't seem like that's factual at this time. But it does seem like he got a little bit of good news in this situation, even though he still has a fight on his hands. Now, what do you guys think, man? Do you think NBA Youngboy is still got like that RICO thing hanging over his head? Or they're obviously looking at him for K Trey and BBG and TBG and all them because of things in the past? Or do you think that, man, this is just an individual situation that NBA Youngboy is going to have to face on his own and probably doesn't have anything to do with his affiliations with his groups and music connections, you know what I'm saying, out there? Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content, and we out of here. Peace. Oh, and if you made it to this far in the video, make sure you hit that like button. Peace.